lot of random scrap yarn lying around, but not much time to take on a big project. So today I'm going to show you how to make not one, not two, but 4 super simple, beginner friendly projects that only take 10 minutes or less, because we're all about that instant gratification over here. All of these projects are also great to sell or give as gifts, which is amazing for me as Christmas is right around the corner and I've bought nothing, or you can just keep them all for yourself. I'll also be showing you lots of different ideas on what you can use all these cute crochet things for once you finish them, so stay tuned for that so you don't miss it. Anyway, let's get into it. To make the star, I'm using a 3mm hook and 4-ply yarn, but you can play around with whatever size yarn and hook you like. You could even make it out of sparkly yarn to make it look all shiny and twinkly like a little, well, star, which would be really cute. Anyway, so first up you need to make the magic ring. So to do that, get the tail end of the yarn and lay it over your 2 fingers like this. Grab the ball end of the yarn with your other hand and wrap the yarn around your 2 fingers like so you form this X shape. Then put your hook under the first string and grab the second string with the hook. Pull it through like this and then grab the second string again and pull the yarn through the loop like this. And that's it. If you've done it correctly, the ring should close when you pull the tail end of the string. To form the base of the star, you need to chain 2. Now do 9 double crochets into the magic ring. So insert your hook into the ring and then just do a double crochet like normal. This is pretty awkward at the beginning because the ring is so flimsy, but it gets a lot easier as you go along. I'm crocheting really weird here because I'm trying to show you what I'm doing, but it's really not that hard, trust me. Okay, I'm gonna just speed this up because I'm going at a snail's pace. Okay, so here we are. I've now got a chain of 2 and 9 double crochets in the magic ring. Now pull on the tail to close the ring and then join with a slip stitch. I find the first chain can get a bit lost, so I like to kind of pull the yarn apart like this so I can see where to insert my hook. And that's half the work done already, so you should have this little puff ball of yarn now. For round 2, chain 1. Then in that same stitch do a slip stitch. To form the star points, we're going to do quite a few different stitches in the same stitch, so get ready. Okay, so in the next stitch we're going to do 2 double crochets like this. Then we're going to do a treble, so wrap the yarn twice around the hook so you have 3 loops. Then insert the hook into the stitch, yarn over so you have 4 loops, then keep yarning over and pulling through 2 loops at a time like this until you only have 1 loop on your hook. It's pretty simple, so just follow along what I'm doing here. Okay, so now to form the point of the star you need to chain 2. Then find the top of the treble we just did and do a slip stitch in there like this. To finish the star, do 2 more double crochets into that same stitch. So you should have 2 double crochets, a treble with a chain and a slip stitch, and 2 more double crochets in the same stitch. Do a slip stitch in the next stitch, and that's 1 point done. To form the next point, repeat what we did before in the next stitch. So do 2 doubles, a treble with 2 chains and a slip stitch, and 2 more doubles all in the same stitch. Then just finish this point by doing a slip stitch in the next stitch. And here's what 2 points look like. Just keep repeating this until you've made all the star points. I know it can seem a bit confusing, but honestly it's kind of like muscle memory. Once you get used to it, it's super quick. I think I made one of these stars in like 3 minutes, maybe even less, so it's really speedy once you get the hang of it. So yeah, just keep repeating that until you've made all your star points. Then to finish the star, just do a slip stitch into the last stitch of the round and then cut the yarn. I find the stars can be a bit wonky once I finish them, so I like to stretch the points in all directions to even them out a little bit, but you can block it if you want. I'm just way too lazy to do that, so I never block things, but yeah, I find stretching out the yarn can be really beneficial and make it look almost like it's been blocked. Lastly, to finish her off, weave in the ends using a large needle. So just keep going back and forth through your stitches until the yarn is secure. If you want the star to be an ornament, you can weave the end all the way up to one of the points, and then put the loop over your hand, hold the loop, and then weave in the end again like this. So you have this cute little string. Just make sure you're weaving it back and forth a lot so it doesn't come undone, because the string will have some weight on it. These stars are so quick to make, and actually surprisingly they have a lot of uses. You can attach it to a safety pin and pin it to your clothing or a bag as a brooch. You can sew them on as patches. They're also great to have as ornaments on a Christmas tree. I actually just put our Christmas tree up yesterday, so here they are on the tree. Or you can even make heaps of them and make a super cute star garland, which I actually really want to make. I think they're super cute. And if you're truly going star crazy, you could even try to make a star blanket. To make these super adorable bows, I'm using a 3mm hook and a 4-ply cotton yarn. You can play around with using different styles of hooks and yarns to get different effects, and you can even try using some fuzzy yarn like mohair to get different styles of bows, all of which are super cute. So first up, we're going to make a slip knot. This is super easy, don't worry. All you need to do is get your yarn and place it over your 2 fingers like this, then twist so you form a loop, and hold it with your other hand. Keep your 2 fingers inside the loop like this, and then use them like pincers to grab onto the yarn, like a little crab. Pull it through and you're done. It sounds a lot more complicated than it is, so just watch this a few times and follow along and you'll get the hang of it, I promise. Okay, now we're going to chain 3. So put your hook into the slip knot, then yarn over and pull through, and that's 1 chain. Repeat that 3 times like so. Now skip the first chain, so this one here, and insert your hook into the second chain like this. Yarn over and pull up a loop. So you should have 2 loops on your hook. Repeat that again in the next chain like so. So you now have 3 loops on your hook. Now to make the ribbon, we're going to be making an I-cord, so it's a bit weird, but trust me, it'll work out. So you want to remove the outer loops from the hook like this, so you only have 1 remaining on the loop. Yarn over and pull through the first loop like this. Then insert your hook into the second loop, and again yarn over and pull through like this. So you should have 2 loops on the hook now. Then insert the hook into the last loop, yarn over and pull through again, so you now have 3 loops on your hook. Repeat that again, so remove the 2 outer loops from your hook, yarn over and pull through the loop on your hook, then insert the hook into the second loop, yarn over, pull through so you have 2 loops on your hook, insert the hook into the last loop, yarn over and pull through so you now have 3 loops on your hook. And that's the repeat. I know this can seem extremely awkward, but once you get the hang of it, it's actually pretty easy to do. If you're finding it challenging, the best advice I have for you is to get really good posture, and it'll help you not undo the free loops while crocheting. So sit at a desk with your arms on a table in front of you and make sure you're facing forwards. This keeps you way more stable than just lying around on your bed in an awkward angle like I normally do, and it's honestly a game changer in not losing all the loops. To film this, I had to crouch like a little goblin on the floor, and my arms were at weird angles, so it was pretty difficult, and that's why I'm struggling so much here. But if you are finding that you're losing some of the loops, you can always pull them up with your hands like this so they don't escape. It actually gets pretty addictive after a while. It's super easy once you get used to it, and it's so repetitive, it's actually quite calming, almost meditative, so make sure you don't actually make this cord too long. So yeah, just keep repeating this until your ribbon is the desired length. So just keep going in and out, training. Now I wanted a matching set so I could wear them in my hair, so I'm just measuring how long I need to make the second one by using the first as a guide. It doesn't really matter as long as they're roughly the same, so I find I don't really count my stitches, I just kind of eyeball it and it works out. Then once it's your desired length, all you need to do to finish it off is yarn over and pull through all the loops on your hook like this. Then yarn over again and pull through and cut the yarn end, and then just pull the loop like this so it's nice and tight. I was struggling a bit here because of my blunt snip, so I definitely need to buy some new supplies, but yeah, just cut your yarn and that's pretty much it. Now you can leave your yarn tails long if you like that look, but I wanted it to look a bit cleaner, so I'm just going to weave them in using this big old needle. I find the easiest way of doing this is to just weave the yarn back through the spine of the I-cord like this, back and forth a few times. Once that's secure, sew it a few more times for good measure and then cut the yarn. And once you've gone back and forth a few times, it should be really secure, and then just repeat that on the other side and you're done. Bows have been super trendy lately all over the high street, and I'm definitely jumping on that bandwagon. There's so many uses for this little guy, on a bag or in your hair. You can also attach a safety pin to the back and use it as a brooch or a patch like I did here on my bag, or on a shirt or wherever you want really, which I think is super cute. You can add a string and put it up on your Christmas tree as a little ornament, or you can even hang it on your wall as a little decoration. Another thing I've seen people do is make heaps of them and attach them all together to make a cute little bow bunting or garland, which I think is so cute and so unique. To make the flower, I'm using a 4mm crochet hook. You'll also need two different colours of yarn for the inside and the outside of the flower. I'm using a green and a white that are both 8 ply, but you can of course use whatever yarn size and hook you like. It might just change the size a bit, but it'll still work fine. First up, get the yarn you want to be on the centre and make a magic ring. I used to be scared of making magic rings, but it's actually pretty easy, so let me show you how. Okay, so get the tail end of the yarn and lay it over your fingers like this. Grab the ball end of the yarn with your other hand and wrap the yarn over your 2 fingers like so you form an X shape on one side. Then put your hook under the first string and grab the second string with the hook. Pull it through like this and do this little twist with your wrist so it kind of twirls around. Then grab the second string again and pull the yarn through the loop like this. And that's literally it. If you've done it correctly, the ring should close when you pull the tail end of the string like this. And you should be able to open it up again if you pull on the ring. Okay, now to make the flower center, you need to chain 1 like this. Then you're going to do 8 half double crochets into the ring. It can be a little awkward at first because the ring is so flaccid, so I'm going really slowly here so you can see what I'm doing, but once you get the hang of it, it's actually super speedy. So just do 8 half double crochets into the ring, and once you've done all the half double crochets, it should look something like this. And then just pull on the yarn tail to close the ring, and it really is magic. It just closes right on up and looks really good. Now join the ring by finding the 2 chains we did at the beginning and doing a slip stitch in there. So you should have this little puff ball, and that's round 1 done, so we're already a quarter way there. To start the next round, chain 1. Then skip the next stitch and do a half double crochet into the stitch after the one we skipped, so the one here. Do another half double crochet into the same stitch so you have 2 in there. Repeat this, so keep doing 2 half double crochets into each stitch of the round until you have 16 half double crochets. So this is like a half double crochet increase. To finish the round, join the circle with a slip stitch into the beginning chain. Then cast off this colour by chaining 1, cutting the yarn and pulling through like so. Now get your second colour, so this is the one you want the flower petals to be, and join it onto the base like this. Then chain 2. Now do a double crochet into the next stitch, then repeat that 2 more times, so you should have 3 double crochets in this one stitch. Then do a slip stitch into the next 2 stitches, and that forms half a petal. For the next petal, do 3 double crochets into the next stitch. This forms half of the next petal. And once she's full, repeat that again in the next stitch. So again, do 3 double crochets into the next stitch. Now you should have 2 sets of 3 double crochets, so basically 6 double crochets spanning 2 stitches, and this forms 1 flower petal. To finish this flower petal, do a slip stitch into the next 2 stitches, and this is the repeat, so just keep repeating this, doing 2 sets of 3 double crochets and then 2 slip stitches until you reach the first petal again. Sorry about my subpar footage, my camera hates me for some reason, but anyway, just keep repeating the steps until you get back to the beginning again. To finish the first petal, do 3 double crochets into the last stitch of this round, then join the flower by slip stitching into the other half of the petal. Okay, so now we have one more round and then it's finished. For the last round, chain 2, then do 2 double crochets into the next stitch. This is a double crochet increase. Repeat this double crochet increase into the next 2 stitches, so you should have 6 double crochets. Skip the next stitch and do a slip stitch into the second stitch, and this will be the end of the petal. Then continue with your double crochet increases, so do 2 double crochets into each of the stitches. Do the double crochet increase 5 times, so you have 10 double crochets in this petal. Okay, I know I'm making this look difficult, but it's really not that hard. I'm just super awkward crocheter, so trust me, you can do this even as a complete beginner. To finish the petal, do a slip stitch into the next stitch like this, skip the next stitch, and then do another slip stitch. Then repeat the 5 double crochet increase to form the next petal. And that's the pattern. So just keep doing the double crochet increases and then the slip stitches until you've gotten all the way around the flower and you're back to the beginning. Okay, to finish this half petal, do the slip stitches like normal, and then do the double crochet increases in the last 3 stitches. Lastly, join the petal by slip stitching into the chain we did at the beginning. Then just cut the yarn and you're done! It can be a bit uneven as soon as you're finished, so I like to stretch the yarn in all directions like this to kind of even it out. And you can of course block it if you wanna, but I've never blocked anything because I'm way too lazy and I've never really had an issue, so you do you. Lastly, you can weave in the yarn ends if you want using a yarn needle. I just go back and forth a few times until it's secure and then just cut the yarn. I weaved in the rest of these ends off camera because my back felt like it was really going to snap in half because of these weird ass poses I had to do to get these shots, but you get the idea. These flowers are great to use as coasters, and you can even make a set and give them to a loved one as a gift. Another thing you could do with them is make heaps and join them all together to form a blanket or a shawl. I've seen lots of people make flower blankets lately and they're so cute and such a unique play on a granny square blanket, but I'm sure you could find heaps of uses, so comment down below what you'll be using your flower for. Well, after all that crouching on the ground like a little goblin to get these shots, I definitely need to do some serious yoga. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and these cute and easy crochet ideas, and I hope you appreciate my back for not giving out. Also, thank you guys so much for all your love on my last video. We just hit 200 subs and I'm really thankful for all your guys' support. Let me know what your favourite crochet pattern was and what you're going to use it for, and I would love to hear if you have any other ideas on what their uses are because I'm always hunting for new ideas. And I'll see you next time. Ciao ciao!